Hello beautifuls, my name is Epic Treasure. Welcome to the channel. It's an exciting day indeed, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the content of Palworld and what is potentially coming up in the new expansions, etc. So today, Bucky posted in the Discord channel about the Tides of Terraria coming in summertime. We know that there's new content, new pals, we can see that there, new islands and more. And there were a couple of pictures shown. Let's just blow this up. And we can discuss that on that video. Check out the breaking news video for that. And having a look at all the different creatures and stuff, because I have not dived into Terraria yet, and I will. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord channel. Link in the description below. I can talk. So then we have this one, right? This is not of my interest. The next one is a little bit of interest here because of the boat. Come over here. We've got the boat here, and then we have this sort of squid-esque pal. But here's the most important one to me after our predictions that we made last time. Now here we have the fourth shot that has been shared, which features fishing. And this was actually shown in the very first announcement trailer. I'm going to let that roll, and we're going to pause as we go along and also compare this, because the chick in that also had orange hair. She was also a ginger. So let me bring this up right now. Nice and neat announcement trailer. Here we go. So let me just make it bigger. And checking the date first. The date was it June the 5th, 2021? All right, let's bring the screen up. And we will make it big. There we go. And then sort of shrink it down a bit. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Alright, we're going to just sort of stop along that, because we know that the things that we're going to see in this are likely going to be turning up in future content. So fishing is one of them. There's plenty of things that have come to light. This is one thing that has not. I don't see the purpose of this, particularly the carriage yet. That's all legitimate. We've seen all of that stuff. This is something I don't think they're going to implement. I don't foresee that being anything. I think initially they wanted to do building structures instead of just walls and walls, you know. So you'll see this a little bit later in one of the house videos. Maybe it's up next, where it's more of a framework type of thing instead of, you know, a more complete house. So in the background on the left-hand side, we see the different buildings. A lot of these are Crafttopia-esque with this exposed wood beams on the outside. So we're just going back. So there's a whole sort of more complex world like that. That's, I guess, what they had in their mind. I like the system that they've got now. Because it covers everybody. It's not too complicated for people when it comes to building. And it's quick too. But I'd like to see these features in it. So these little awnings. I love these awnings. I think they're beautiful. I love the little shutters on the windows, the pitch roofs. I don't know how they would do that. I don't know how they would accommodate for those. But anyway, let's keep rolling. So we ended up with the lettuce, we ended up with the carrots, we ended up with tomatoes, correct. And then we have these cows that are sort of ploughing the fields. They've got these almost torture devices around them, like little winches on them. And wait till you see this other video. It's a real sick one. I had not seen it until today, actually. And it's quite dark. Yeah, we know that Crafttopia is pretty dark, as you know, on its own. So back then we have this medieval town, which is, you know, I love that stuff. So I'd love to see that. I know that there's a castle around the volcanic area, but that's not the same thing. Poor guy's crying his brains out. So here we've got a gale claw being piffed at them. Look at little mini gale claw being piffed at the enemies. See ya. And that is really cool. So we see this building being totally decimated. Bang! Wouldn't that be cool? Then we've got the Suzaku flying around with these pengullets in a cage. And I don't know what they're doing. We've got this sort of hunting aspect to it. That would be kind of cool. I never sort of thought of that until now. When it comes to decorating and things like that, that you could hunt for like the fur rugs that you'll see in a moment. Did we just see the fur rug? I don't even remember. But this is another feature that took my interest when I saw it, because last time I was doing live streaming a Palworld, or maybe it was in the comments, somebody had mentioned, oh yeah, there we go. Somebody had mentioned having an underwater expansion. I thought, wow, that might be very hard for them to do. But now we've got a lot of this sort of water-esque features like we've seen in the Discord. You know, we've got a whole fishing thing here. So that is the current little banner for the fishing. And then we have the original. I should take a screenshot of that, shouldn't I? You just sit pretty for a second. We'll take one of each. Grab you, zip across there. We'll get that, and then we'll zip across there and grab that one, and then I'll put that in the thumbnail. Thank you for your patience. There we go. So, and this one we've got a boat in the background. We've got this big sort of ship. It's got this very sort of Sea of Thieves vibe, doesn't it? Even, you know, the whole fishing on the little dock thing in the boat. And that one's obviously, you know, on the sandy locations, where the other one is on the icy. And this one's electrocuting everyone. It's in the water, which is kind of disturbing. But so then we've got our Jormuntide there, and that's their trailer. So let's roll this other sicko trailer. Let me just bring that up, which I don't know if you've seen it. You probably have. It was from 2022. This is the official trailer that was shown, and I would really think that I would remember if they had pals duct taped to tables. Don't you? Just skip this and then bring it up here. So this is a year later. And then we have this beautiful sweeping thing again to this medieval castle-esque place. Let me just zoom back there. Look at this. This big bridge that goes across there with this massive castle. We've got floating islands, almost like Nagrand and World of Warcraft. Now that is a road I've not traveled. It does remind me a little bit of maybe Crafttopia areas. Look at that. Stunning. So you're sort of scanning everything and trying to sort of see. Look, we've got wind turbines over there. I don't know if they're going to incorporate those. And then we've got all these display cage things along here with these little panels there, and I don't know what's going there. Now, here we've got these cute, like, give us bloody fences. That would be nice. We've got windmills in this one. So I find that very interesting. That is absolutely something they should incorporate, I think, to have self-watering. So that sort of takes on the, what is it called? City skylines, isn't it? So what I'm thinking of? SimCity, where you place like the water plant sort of things next to the water and the pumps or whatever the hell they are. And then to have this sort of windmill thing here would be very cool. And also, yeah, that whole sort of the watering system. I don't think you'd be putting bores in the ground, etc. Using bore water, but that would be interesting to have these little features that coincide with the environment and the waterscapes around the place. So here we've got the same, I guess it's one of those red rugs there. We've got different curtains there. We've got features on the wall like pots and pans. That would be nice. Cozy, that gadget is so little. And here we've got this little elevator thing here. And then we've got one of these power tower things on the left. Let me rewind that back. And down here we've got, I guess that is, yeah, it's one of those, what are they called? The power accumulators, but just an ugly looking one, but a bigger one. So we've got a whole sort of power station there. We've got Anubis at the top. I don't know what the hell they're launching there. That's very interesting. Bro's launching a rocket, so who knows? Who knows what they're doing? I have no idea. It's going to get dark in a minute, know that. So then we've got this big sort of Zeppelin whale feature that they're riding on. I'm trying to think of situations that you'd need that, when you can sort of fast travel. I can't imagine that you would, unless you need to go from one sort of plane of existence to a different plane of existence, and because it's a whale, maybe it travels you underwater while it loads or something like that. The loading screen, who knows? I don't know what a deer would be doing there. But anyway, and that's the big city there. Look at all the buildings there. Look at the different roof styles. It's just nuts to imagine that that is what it's going to be in the future. Is beautiful. Look at these beautiful walls and everything like that. It's just, please do that. That would be great. And now we get to the dark zone. This is where it flashes. This is where it got weird. So we've got this happy land, and then suddenly we've got this freaky dude that's standing over the top of us. Now, this is straight from IGN, by the way. This is not a fan fiction created thing. This dude is kind of super duct taped to a hospital type of bed. We've got this sort of torture, blood spatter on the ground. We've got like bedpan type of things there. Creepy shadows and everything. We've got one of those crowbar dudes over here. The spooky lighting. I don't know what they're doing to these Grisbolts, but then we've got them in their factory. And then we got this dude eating one of her pangolins. I've never seen that happen. Then we've got this Resident Evil-esque type of scene. She's got the gun and doing this sort of corner sneaking thing, having pals smashed across the wall. Then she smashes one of those takataku things, and it uses the egg as ammunition against these wolves. We didn't see any of that stuff. I mean, yeah, Crafttopia was pretty dark, where you would put things on conveyor belts and put them into a cauldron and burn them to death. But that's it. So that was called Palworld official trailer, Pokemon-like shooter game by IGN. And that's what they put out. So at the halfway mark, it got kind of dark. I don't know what happened there, but yes. So there's a lot to be shown in here that I think is quite promising. I don't know what they're going to do with a bloody space rocket. I don't think I'd want to see Palworld as space. That would be in the far future, wouldn't it? But let me know what you'd like to see in the game. Personally, you know what I like. I like to see all of the building things like that. But those are, look at that. That's just beautiful, isn't it? There's actually, I didn't even notice, there's a whole road there. There's a whole ass road there with road lines and everything like that. So in Crafttopia, you did have vehicles in it from memory. So it'd be interesting because we don't have vehicles with wheels. So to have some sort of turbo buggy, but would you use it? Would you use a super buggy when you could just fly? And even if they did have an area where it was non-flyable, I find that would be a hindrance. I think you'd maybe try and avoid that. I don't know. I don't like when they sort of force you, especially even in the new area where they've got all those missile towers, even though you can disable them, that it's like, oh, come on, just let me go explore without being sort of dicked around all the time. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with these spheres, so I'm not sure about that. But those are the two very early trailers, which kind of look in some ways a bit more advanced than what it actually is still. But there's a lot to be evolved into, indeed. But the fishing thing I found very interesting. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a lot of this sort of more morbid moments like that. I don't think we're going to see, even though when we saw Splatterina, that was dark. She's got this butchering thing, and it was like a Frankenstein moment was about to happen, and I thought she was going to Frankenstein different pals together to make this super evil one, but it was like, oh, okay, well, I don't see any of that in the new content, so I'm not sure. It seems a little bit more user-friendly now than what they initially planned it to be, and I guess the concept teams planned it to be a little bit more dark. I mean, right. I mean, even in Crafttopia, let me see if I can bring it up. Let me see if I can bring up. Let's just watch that for a second. Oh. Right. And here we go. Bring that up bigly. All right. Oh, we don't want to see Valorant play. All right, let's bring this screen up. Crafttopia, cancel. Here we go. Crafttopia. And then skip. Okay, and here we go. So, similar music. Oh, but look at that. Like, come on. Come on. Give us that. Give us that. Please. Like, look at this. Now, here's the thing that I mentioned last time too. I said the future of Palworld, you'll start to see things from Crafttopia, you know, those assets being put in. So this was incorporated last time. Nobody uses them that I know of, but still. So we've got big bosses there. It's such a very interesting game. It sort of has so many, even that's using a bloody Destiny ghost as a, you know what, afraid to say. We got little hoverboards. It's like so many games in one. It's just nuts. That's why I'm surprised they didn't get, into strife with that game. We got gliders there. That's the vehicle. There we go. Well, they don't even need a road though. Crunch. And again, here we've got the fences that I'm really wanting. They had whole sprinkler systems and everything. Like, look at this. Harvesters. I'd like them to incorporate that. Look at this. They had their own little markets. Even though they have introduced, that's the sick part. They've got the markets, but they're like, only useful if you've got guild people, and it's just pouring them into the cauldron. And from memory, that's the only way. And then we've got a gyrocopter thingy there. We got tanks. Like, I know you watch this and go, damn, bring that into bloody Palworld, please. You've got blueprint activity happening there. Very cool. It's a very, very fun game. To a point. Like, all of their islands and things like that. Once you got to this sort of lava fireplace, it was just virtually impossible. It was just so imbalanced. So that interesting. We have the rocket there, very similar to what they incorporated into the Palworld video, is it not? So there we've got that one. They did have a let me see, let's just bring out for the people that love building, building a home in Crafttopia episode 29. We might have to just hang on, mute that and then make it speed up. Can I make it go faster? Oh, we've got an ad. Give me a second. All right, speed, playback speed. We'll go to speed with no sound. All right, bring it up here. Okay, so that's from Nico W Knight Gaming. Good job with this one. Thank you for the fair use tour on this. Because I don't have any Crafttopia videos. So having a look at all this stuff, like, it's just so much more detailed. I don't know if you'd want, like, it's a little bit of a more complex inventory that you can see, but so much more detailed. I'd like to get into the looks of the house building. That would be good. So you just slap, 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 slap down. It's a bit dark. So people rouse some of you building at nighttime all the time. Here we go. So this is how it worked there. Look at all that. Look at that. Now, I don't know. I don't know if that's all modded. Hang on a second. I don't remember ever having a lava wall. God, maybe they expanded and I never got that far. Maybe I didn't get that far. But a lot of these, like I said, those exposed wooden parts on the other Palworld video showed this here. So we're looking at walls. Let me see if we can just bring up. We've got walls, 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 walls. And that's what the walls look like play. And they just get zoom, 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 zoom like that. Can I have some roofs? Lots of walls. Still walls, more walls. More walls. They had like fish scale roofs. These are just mostly walls. But yes, you can see how much variety that game had. And you think, oh, where can it be? Where can it lead to? I really wish that Crafttopia was still on Game Pass, because then I could play it and then have like a whole feature of what is in it. We've got another one here. Let me bring this one up. Yes, this one. This is how sort of complex this one is. Let me just jump across here. Oh, he went full bang off. Oh, he's got a whole conveyor belt over a bloody volcano. Kaztex. Good job with this one. And they're just spitting it out. Like, maybe that might be a little bit overwhelming for people in Palworld. I don't know. Have all this stuff flying all over the place. But very cool. It had like monuments and things like that you would eventually build. Yes, quite, like a little bit of a civilization aspect to it, I suppose. But this guy's gone absolutely nuts. Yeah, I didn't go that hard at it. I sort of just made a house and that's about it. But this dude's got a whole theme park. Oh my God. Probably not the best example for Palworld, but you get the gist of it anyway. I've got this on very fast speed. But anyway, you get the gist of how much more complex Crafttopia is compared to Palworld. But anyway, let me just shut that one off and then bring this one back up. Shut you off. Bring this up. There we go. All right, so that's, I think, what is to come in future when it comes to Palworld. So we've got our fishing in this upcoming update. I can't see what else is sort of shown in the pictures besides that sort of indicate anything from the other videos, besides this sort of grotto kind of medieval feature that would belong in a castle type of environment. I'm not sure. This dude's got a bloody kimono on, so I don't know what he's doing there. Maybe he is from the Cherry Blossom Island. I can't remember. I think maybe they are, but again, we've got that sort of sea theme here. I think she's a squid, maybe. And then we've got this fish. And then we've got, I don't even know what that thing is. I don't know if it's a bird or if it's an octopus thing or what. But that little flagpole thing there, it kind of looks like a fishing net that's sort of hung up there, and there's a boat there too. So, expect whoever it was that was asking for the water feature, I hope you're happy. You might just get what you wish for. I love and leave you. Thanks again to the members for making this content possible. Leave your comment to what you predict in future Palworld content.